interesting personalities, educational and informative topics and issues, intriguing and entertaining. A must listen to. In the Spotlight, Monday nights from 8 p.m. on Q95.
Okay, so now I share that to my entire WhatsApp group. So I share the link. So you can share to your page and so no.
Okay, share the link. Yeah.
Oh my tiredness. When I opened it, my was it different?
Good evening, listening in the Bronx, New York.
They coming along. They can hear you.
Hello.
I know you love the theme song. So I know that you're not complaining. Where is she? Time to start. 14 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the In the Spotlight radio show for tonight. It is Monday, the 28th day of June, and we're still in the year 2021. In whatever part of the world that you are tuned in tonight, we are happy to have you. If you're part of our Facebook Live, we're happy to have you as well. If you're listening via Q95 FM or any medium, any platform, any other online platform that you're using, hey, we're happy to have you too. Q95 FM Radio, thank you for your continued support by providing me with the time to be here on a Monday night. Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited. Wow, I needed 5 bottles of water tonight. And I was able to just go to my stash and bring out my 5 bottles of water for my guest. And that is Twapita water. That's right, Mr. Joseph. Twapita water. Thank you, Josephine Gabriel and Company Limited, for that. Deepex is a supporter. Jordan Jerome, aka GK, is a supporter. Akim Lowe is a huge supporter, produces my flyer for me every week. Thank you, Akim. You, the listeners and fans of the program, thank you for choosing us. Thank you for joining the program. Don't forget our social media platforms. By the way, the YouTube channel is growing nicely. I need you to go there tonight if you've not subscribed as yet, and subscribe to Fidida F. Frampton on YouTube and give me some support right there. I hope to see a few increasing numbers after the show. We have our In the Spotlight Radio Show page. We have our group by the In the Spotlight Radio Show, and that's our fan page. We also have our marketing and advertising page and all the other pages that we have on social media. You know, that's where the action is, and you have to ensure that you have a social media presence. We look for your support in whatever way that you can provide it, and we thank you in advance for your kind support. 17 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. We're here tonight for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful reason, and that reason is the Green Innovation Summit conducted by the National Development Foundation of Dominica just about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And that Green Innovation Summit, the organizers will tell you tonight, was indeed a success, and I'm sure it met the goals and objectives that they intended for that particular Green Innovation Summit. Now we have the first place winner, the second place and the third place winner on the program tonight, and they're here because I think it is so important that we need to hear how creative and innovative our people are. And it took this particular summit to bring forth what it is you're going to hear about tonight. It's a pity, I was just saying to the management team here in the studios that we're going to speak to just lay the foundation before we get to the 3 winners, that I wish I could have brought in some more of the participants, because those ideas were just exceptional. Thank you for being here this evening, gentlemen. Let us begin with the Executive Director of the NDFD, Mr. Cletus Joseph, in studios. Very first time in the spotlight. It is nice to have you, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Fadina. Thanks for having us. And let me upfront express my thanks on behalf of the NDFD management, staff, the board of directors for partnering with us for this event that we have just concluded on the 5th of March.
You mean on the 5th of June? You're going back in time.
I just want to relieve it.
Yes, I suspect as much. Yes.
Yeah, but the 5th of June, yes, really. It was a wonderful event, you know. I saw your enthusiasm, right?
Of course, I enjoyed it. I had fun being a part of it myself. You brought a gentleman with you tonight. Who is he?
I guess he can speak for himself.
I know he can speak for himself. My good old friend.
How are you? Good evening, Ferdinand. Thank you so much for having us here. So, my name is Donald Bertasio. I'm currently the Business and Entrepreneurial Development Manager for NDFD. So, in short, I'm just trying to do my best to assist our big boss here.
in bringing the message across tonight.
Bringing the message, definitely.
And there is a lady here who is not speaking, she says, tonight, but I know that she works really hard behind the scenes and in the background. I've known her for a while, Anasha Larond. So Anasha is here. So Anasha, at least say good evening so they can hear you.
Good evening, everybody. Dominica and everybody else that's listening, because I'm seeing on the live we have Houston, Texas is listening. So it's a really good show for that.
Yes,
I mean, people really tune in to listen to it. So I'm happy that you have us and you have our winners on here to let everybody know what's going on and what happened with them.
And she's saying all of that off mic.
Imagine that. But she's really, she's really central to what we did. In fact, she is what we call the overall coordinator for the event.
She did a good job. Wonderful job.
Wonderful
Thank you, Anasha.
Thank you.
All right. Before I go back to Mr. Joseph, to Lady Foundation, begin Lady Foundation for us before we go to our winners. Donnie, I want to talk to you a little bit, right? Now, when we look at you, we know, unless we say you're probably Calinago, we can tell that you were not born here in Dominica.
Of course, I'm born there.
Yeah, of course I born there.
You don't see the face, man.
But you've made Dominica your home. Just give us a quick summary of a quick background as to how you got to Dominica and why have you decided to remain here.
Well, originally I'm from the Philippines. So I came here with the entire family, I think 2014, 2015. And then so live through Erica, Maria, so, and just really decided to stay. So I think needless to say, I love Dominica, try to really learn as much as I can about the culture, the history. I've made a lot of really great friends, one of the best people I've met anywhere in the world. You're one of them.
Oh,
You know?
I'm blushing.
So yeah, I mean, so here I'm there now. So still trying to learn, still trying to, make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why I'm very happy that I'm with NDFD now, because I feel NDFD is really, if you go back to its history and what it's doing now, it's really very aligned to my passion, my intention, what I really love doing. So aside of course from marketing, a lot of people know me of, but with at NDFD I do a lot of business development, entrepreneurial development, meeting with our clients, which are the micro and small, medium business entrepreneurs. So basically that's it, and just trying to learn. In fact, may kapali tising ko yun.
Tansa! Oh, I'm impressed. Donald! I'm impressed.
Just a little bit.
It's alright. Just the mere fact that you can say that. You might be surprised. There are Dominicans who can't even say that.
Actually, yes.
You're aware of that?
Yeah, I have friends who tell me, you're actually more Dominican than me, because I couldn't even speak one Creole. Yeah,
so you speak a little Creole. You say bonjour.
Bonjour. Sakafet. Muela.
Muela.
Laple katobe.
Laple katobe.
Soleil lasho.
I love it. I love it. Good job.
Thank you so much.
We're happy to have you in Dominica. The fact that you're making such an effort to indulge in our culture and to learn our culture, I mean, says a lot. So I just wanted to do that little bit, so especially for those who may be listening, those who may be viewing, to be wondering, but who is this guy? Who is this fellow?
Yes. But I think a lot of people realize, that as one prolific writer would say, the world is already flat, so it meaning we live in a borderless world. It's not anymore unusual that you see people from different places, coming to your own place and just make that their home. In fact, I'm definitely not the only one. You could see so many people originating from other countries that made Dominica their home. I mean, it's a beautiful country, so I don't know why people would wonder.
Thank you.
And for me, aside from the country, but the people, I mean, initially, I found Dominica a little bit, rough for me, but now it's like, it's something that I really kind of appreciate, I really appreciate especially those who have been really very supportive of me. So, that's...
Well, we appreciate you too, and we're happy to have you in Dominica, and I'm sure the NDFD, Mr. Joseph, are you happy to have him?
I suppose if I wouldn't have you, would not be there.
2 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
It's a pleasure to work with Donald, but it was like somebody we were looking for a while.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Tell us about the NDFD, Mr. Joseph. What is your business, the business that you lead? What is it that you do? What it is that you're about?
When you said you'll come back to me to lay the foundation, I jotted something down just to note that the foundation was laid 40 years ago this year. The NDFD was registered and started operations in 1981. So this year we're celebrating our 40th anniversary. Some people like to say life begins at 40. Well, maybe good to know that I've already started life myself. But NDFD has been mainly, most of the time, about innovation, entrepreneurship, business development, creativity, empowerment, and teaching people that we have to do things for ourselves, we can do things for ourselves. We have to continuously improve. We have to continuously be innovative and entrepreneurial. And the two are inextricably linked, that at times you have to struggle. Are you being innovative or are you being entrepreneurial? But the combination of the two can create magic for us. And we at NDFD are proud to be able to provide persons with the opportunity through business development services, through financing opportunities to help persons to develop whatever business idea that they have into something that can really generate income for them, give them a job, employ other people, you know, contribute to overall national development, reduction of crime. You know, those types of things, you know, can be achieved by just getting your idea to evolve and you realize what it is and give you the joy, the pleasure of being able to provide yourself with some form of employment and also to be able to, your peers and other persons will be able to engage them by either creating them employment for them within your organization or even empowering them in their own business by being partners, by in whatever way it is, either maybe being a partner in terms of doing things together or being a supplier of another, or you know, being able to purchase from them, that sort of thing. So this is what, in a nutshell, the NDFD is about by creating that myriad of services that are just inextricably linked. And empowerment is what we are about.
So Donald, somebody has an idea, and that's all they have, an idea. They have no funding, they have no idea how to develop on that idea. Do they come to NDFD?
Yes, they can come to NDFD because we also have our what we call business support unit. So basically that's actually the entrepreneurial development side of my function. So I have business development, which is basically more about the financing side of it. And then entrepreneurial development is really all about developing the entrepreneur. So our job is to assist those who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs. So if they have a business idea, they could come to us, and we could discuss that idea with them, and then we could, from there, we could help them prepare their business plan and all the other things that they need, including, for example, if they already have the business, we could even help them register the business, which is very, very important. We can help them with marketing. So if they have already an existing business, but somehow they feel that it doesn't get the level of demand that the entrepreneur wants, so we can help them, you know, sharpen their marketing plan, their marketing effort. So, you know, you can look at NDFD as some kind of a one-stop shop for, you know, those who would like to be empowered, responsible entrepreneur.
As a fee, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, we want persons to understand that nothing in life is free, right? And we can start from just the concept of NDFD has been there for 40 years this year, so it was not through some stroke of magic. There has been sacrifice, there has been dedication. So in order to run the NDFD, you need to have a source of funding, something that comes in to be able to maintain the staff, upkeep the building. Now, if you give out all of the services, how are you going to pay the persons? So that's just a recipe for not succeeding. So yes, it comes at a fee, and fees are in different areas. So if you come to us for business support services, that is to develop a business plan, to do some forecasting, financial, to do a marketing plan, even to implement it. We have to be able to charge something in order to facilitate that, because it's not done magically. You have to employ human resources to do that, and we want to pass on that concept, that fundamental principle, I would call it, to entrepreneurs, to persons who are in the business world, that you cannot make your product and give it away for free. Otherwise, you fail from even before you start. So yes, but our fees are very reasonable, I must say, and I dare say the best on the market right now. So fees come in different areas, as I say. So the fees for the loans are the interest rate that you pay. That's the cost of money, essentially. If you pay for a business plan, you know, that's a fee. You pay for the marketing services, developing a marketing plan, you know, to do the projections, financial projections. You pay a fee for that, albeit very, very reasonable.
The original.
I would say the best on the market.
Best on the market. Mr. Joseph, we have 3 amazing creative people on the outside of this door there in the studios of Q95 waiting to take the seats that you're in that we're going to speak to. And they are the result of a Green Innovation Summit which was planned, organized and executed by the NDFD in a very professional manner, if I may say so myself. I was impressed with the people that you used as advisors, as coaches, as mentors, and the best in the business in Dominica. And I thought to myself, this is brilliant, and I really do hope that it's something that can continue. So for those who are probably hearing about this for the very first time, or they were not aware that this was done, let us tell them what is the Green Innovation Summit and how this came about.
Okay, the Green Innovation Summit, it evolved out of generally the overall concept of NDFD following Hurricane Maria, right? That's the thing that we don't like, but we had to learn from it, and we took a decision in just following Maria to go more green as an organization, and we have a bigger project that is funded by the IDB, and it also was pointing, the Inter-American Development Bank. Unfortunately, we are not, as a country, a subscriber to the IDB, but we are not the only one in the Caribbean. So they put together a package and a venue for non-subscribing members of the IDB to be able to access their services and funding. And one such program, just to give a short thing, is that they have what they developed 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago, what they call the Eco Micro program. And with our interaction with them, we got to know about it. We did apply for it, and we got the approval for that package. But one of the idea was, yes, the Eco Micro program, but you had to have offshoots of it, and it had to generate stuff. So in our overall planning and deliberations, we decided that going green, yes, but with a business twist to it, to ensure that not just going green for saying going green, but to be able to generate revenue from it. And hence the NDFD came up with that concept to do the Green Innovation Summit. We had something similar in 2014, 2016,
December.
Yes, December of 2016, but it was not our project per se. So we had to do our own design from scratch and everything else. And what we did is that we sought expressions of interest from interested persons in ideas that were green. And we had 4 or 5 thematic areas. So we were looking at recycling, we were looking at water management, waste management, renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable agriculture. So we invited persons to submit proposals in that regard. And then the thing is that we would bring these persons through a process of developing that idea into workable businesses. So part of that, you mentioned earlier the issue of mentors and trainers. So we provided as much as possible as we could. We wanted to do a lot more, but you have limitations of time. So we provided a suite of mentors and trainers who would train persons in the different business areas that are required to ensure that you or increase the probability of success. So we had persons, we dealt with the legalities of business and the business structures, we dealt with financing, marketing, and everything else to be able to give persons the real world experience of what it is to go into business, what is required, what do you need to know upfront in order to get into business, and not just jump into it blindly. And you must learn along the way, but if you are forewarned, then you are forearmed. So, yes, going green, but going green in a business sense. That is what we were doing about. So, the Green Innovation Summit itself, we had the launch in March. That's why I said March.
Okay.
March 27th, which was the observance of Earth Day.
Earth Hour.
Earth Hour, sorry. And so everything we try to align it with green, the earth, the environment, and that sort of thing. So we did the launch on the 27th, and the summit itself ran from June 1st, where we had the Idea Lab Day, and then we had the 3rd, 4th, 5th of June as the actual days when the participants were immersed into that experience to empower them to execute their businesses, ideas.
And that was done. And what was the objective overall of this summit?
Well, there were a number of objectives. One, we wanted to create more awareness. As you know, we are very susceptible to the events of climate change. And again, Hurricane Maria is the standout. But before that, you had events like Erica. And before Erica, you had some other phenomenon that struck the south of the island from the Roseau River southwards, right, to Point Michel and those areas with some heavy flooding. And it shows a trend. So how we contribute to that as a country, it may be negligible, but what can we take out from it? And how can we learn and develop ideas around it that will benefit us as a people, individually and as a country? So we wanted to do that. So that's the green part. But in order to equip the persons with the tools, the knowledge, the connections and other resources required, we had to bring that to the fore to them. And so, as I said earlier, it was just about empowering the participants in that light of going green, but with the business itself.
Donald, when you began seeing the ideas and the innovations that these participants were presenting to you, what went through your mind?
It was really just, I really felt like, because it was very difficult. Not really difficult, but we did a lot of preparations for it. We spent a lot of, countless hours, so to speak. So it was not easy. But then when the ideas started to come out, I really felt like really, really happy, because it feels like everything's worth it, the sacrifices, the hard work. And it's also very notable that when we launched this project on March 27th via a virtual talk show, where you were actually one of our guests. So it was also the night when Dominica, for the very first time, participated in this global event called Earth Hour. So there were probably around 192 countries and territories that participated in that global event. So we incorporated that just once again to raise awareness about all of these environmental issues that we have to really tackle. And at the same time, leading to the summit, we also want to really develop innovators and entrepreneurs and responsible entrepreneurs. So we're just kind of trying to mix all of these elements together, and that's why we had that Green Innovation Summit. So we would like, hopefully in the future, to be able to see the next best green innovation coming out from Dominica. That's going to be very huge around the world. So just very, very happy, seeing those ideas. I felt like becoming a father again, seeing those ideas. So that's the feeling,
Okay, awesomeness. And overall, Mr. Joseph, what were some of the innovations that you saw emerge from this summit? I know some people did stuff on composting, irrigation, and so on. What were some of the, especially those who are not going to come on in just a while in the program, probably you can mention some of those as well.
Yes. Well, the submissions we had were all within the thematic areas, and it was hard decision to make to sort 20,
to streamline
20 odd
something over 20
entries and select the first 15 and then streamline it to 10. It was extremely difficult, but the ideas were very impressive, I must say. And you had the compostings, the waste management, the water management. Interestingly, we had one very good water management one. A lot of recycling, some fiber production from banana.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it was just amazing.
It was.
And,
it was.
I was really struck when I saw the banana fiber one. You know, and I worked in the banana industry for about
and remember
almost
that
20 years.
That idea came from a student
from State College.
State College.
So, so I think it was just like, so which is why I must say now that we are continuing to follow up with these participants. Yes, because it cannot be that we brought these things out and we know that they are out there and we let them fall.
Agreed.
So we are committed as NDFD and we have started the follow-up process to ensure that these ideas, some of them I will say will require further research. So maybe a call out to anybody out there who is hearing us now and willing to partner with NDFD and you know, some contacts, some links, some experts in those fields there, then you can reach out to us and we certainly will be happy to facilitate further research and development into these ideas. Now, I want to sound one thing to us. Innovation does not necessarily mean that you come up with something out of the world new. It can be an improvement on something that is existing or an introduction of something to something that already exists. That's innovation. And whenever I do courses or when I talk to entrepreneurs, I remind them of the big companies of the world who continuously innovate. And one of my favorite areas I say is when you look at Apple, they started with a big computer and now they have the phones. And now this is not even their main revenue generator, more into services. So they innovate as they go along. And it's true for every single successful company in the world. So we as small islanders, if we want to call it that, but does not mean that our brains and our thinking are small. We can do that very same thing and even better when you compare it to the global scenario.
Okay, as we wrap up, Mr. Joseph, what was in it for the 3 top winners? What were their prizes? What did they live with in terms of that type of support, for example, that you're referring to? Where do they go from there in terms of the NDFD and this Green Summit?
You want figures?
Not necessarily.
But I mean, I don't think it's any secret.
Right.
The first place winner got $2,500 in cash.
Okay.
We wish we could have done more, but
definitely.
maybe next time. And also, in addition, we matched that with business support services of the same value. So essentially, the first prize was like $5,000.
Okay.
Half in cash and half in business support.
And
services.
some other gifts.
And some other gifts. Throw in, give some goodies and. Jolly's Pharmacy.
Nature's Discount.
Nature's Discount. I should say who they are. Nature's Discount is a little, in vague. But Nature's Discount is located on King George Street.
No, Great George.
Great George Street, sorry, yeah.
Gomez Coffee.
So they do what you call it? Supplements.
Yes.
So if you are into exercising or you feel like you're old like me and you want something to rejuvenate, you can check them there. We had other local contributors. I want to mention Vanessa Lisa Winston, the leather goods lady. We have some goods there that we, but she was able. Her thing was like, if you're doing a Green Innovation Summit, I don't want you to have any plastic. So I am going to make all your badges for you in leather.
Wonderful.
And, so and I just want to applaud her for that. So she did come in and she did put that in. We had some of our clients, small business clients again.
Okay, you may just have to name them.
Yeah, Cafe Gourmet who do that naturally roasted coffee. And actually you have to help me.
Don Session, yes, Cafe Gourmet.
Yeah, but others, I'm just trying to.
We had assistance from Mr. Kyle Francis from Standards
Restaurant,
as well as Nali Buitron from Bunnies.
Right.
Who
Yeah, I don't want to forget anybody,
but we can't stay there trying to remember all of the people. It's not their program.
Maybe you should do a program for some local producers, man.
And also for Diana, we will also do a lot of follow-up activities, really focusing on this first group of innovators that we've kind of gathered. Not just the top 3. So we're looking at really continuously engaging with the other participants. We will have a lot of follow-up activities, and maybe we're actually planning to do a virtual reunion very soon. So people out there should watch out for that. It's should be live on Facebook. So it's gonna be a virtual reunion of the participants, and maybe some of our mentors, who, by the way, we would like to really acknowledge and thank. Our mentors who were there, they're not just the competence, the intelligence, but the passion to really help our participants was really something, it's amazing. So I cannot name them all, but their names and faces are on our pages. They know who they are. I just would like to thank them, our mentors, our trainers. You are just amazing.
All right,
panelists.
guys,
and panelists and judges.
It's not about us, so I know you have to give time to.
I know.
Yes, so we have to wrap up with you and get ready for the winners on the outside. I know that the viewers and listeners are waiting excitedly to hear from them and about their ideas.
Definitely.
So I'll just give each of you some final comments and then we wrap it up.
Well, let me just say right up front, we want to thank everybody who partnered with NDFD on that. I will not call names right now.
No.
You know who you are. We will be back, I am sure. We have started the follow-up works with all the participants who we think qualify for a certain program that we are approaching into further development. And we want to express to the general public to let's support our local businesses who are producing local. Sometimes we look at the cost of the items, but because of certain factors, this happens to be, but it's better in many ways. So as NDFD, we want to encourage everybody to buy local as much as possible, and we will be back, to continue that sort of development.
Definitely.
And to ensure that these ideas that we saw some snippets of can continue to develop and to grow into successful businesses. So on behalf of NDFD, I want to thank you for having us as well. This sort of
Definitely.
Yeah.
These are my peoples.
Oh,
well, you too, Mr. Joseph.
I was feeling offended already.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Donald.
Thank
it
you
was
so
a
much.
pleasure having the two of you here. And we're going to get ready now to hear from your winners.
I myself very excited.
Congratulations to them again.
Yes, congratulations to them.
Wonderful young people.
So as you make your way, just ask them to come in so we can continue with the program. And just two of the other partners that they wanted us to acknowledge, the National Youth Council of Dominica,
Oh, yes.
as well as the Dominica Youth Business Trust. Yes, when you start calling names, that's what happens, okay?
No, you forget the most important.
Yes. So let's get the folks on the outside to come in. They've been waiting patiently. And now, were they taking some air on the outside? And we're ready for them now. One has already been here. She's had her own show on the In the Spotlight radio show, but we're definitely happy to have her on the In the Spotlight radio show tonight. We just need to move one chair just a little closer, and Anamsha is going to ensure that everyone, more so, Mr. Shaw, yes, all right.
Or you have to come a little closer, right? Together.
One-on-one with interesting personalities, educational
while we just getting our team here settled in to the studios, I should tell you we did a fun poll on the In the Spotlight radio show page, and we said the prize would be some local products, complements the National Development Foundation of Dominica, and I have that package. Can you assist me, Jay, and just put this in front of the camera, let them just see what's some of the beautiful things in there. And Asha, tell me what's in there.
We have Jodie's
products.
Turmeric, yes.
Turmeric.
We have some from Shaw Lifesavers that was donated by Nafkote.
Okay.
We have from one of our previous sponsors, Mr. Don Seja, that is Café Gourmet. That's some coffee. We also have a little leather magnet for your fridge from Vanessa. Well, you can't really see everything. We also have some pepper from Big G, who participated in our first event in 2016. We have a nice little NDFD bottle. And we also have some other local stuff, because I want clients, small business persons, to know that even if you haven't gotten financial assistance from NDFD, you can come to us for business support.
Okay.
So if you need to redevelop your business plan, or actually do one, or get your business registered or whatnot, we cater to small businesses, all small businesses in Dominica, not just those we have assisted, everybody.
Okay. All right. So somebody's going to win that, and a little later on in the program, we will talk some more about it. But I am excited to have these wonderful folks in the studios with us tonight on the In the Spotlight radio show. And, you know, I was somewhat involved in some way in the judging element of this, so I'm partly responsible for some of you sitting here tonight. Okay, guys, let us do some introductions. Now, as I said, the beautiful Jodie Dangleben, she's been here before, so she's no stranger to the studios of Q95, neither the In the Spotlight radio show. But the two others are very new, at least to my program, and I'm excited to hear from them as well. I'm going to start with the gentleman with the name that I'm trying to pronounce. I'm going to allow him to pronounce it for us tonight. Good evening and welcome, my dear.
Good evening to all. Thanks for having us here for dinner. My name is Nafkote Shaw. I'm from Portersville, 28 years old.
You are 28?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you look like a teenager.
For real? That's the way you treat your body. Eat good food.
All right.
That's all you do. Eat good food, and you will be at happy forever.
Okay. Can you tell me what your name means? Is there a meaning to your name?
Yeah, it's a very special meaning given
Tell
to me
me.
by my dad.
Tell me.
It means longing to meet or see.
Longing to meet or see.
Yes. Special meaning because there are a whole story behind it.
Longing to meet or see what?
I can give you a fast.
Give me a fast. I want a fast.
It wasn't here when I was born, so he was overseas.
Oh, so he was longing to see and to meet you. Oh, that's so beautiful. But nice to meet you again, my dear. All right. And on the other side, we have another gentleman. His name is pretty easy. Introduce yourself to us, Jay.
So I am Jason John from Kingsville, 25 years. And we're just happy to be here and talking to you.
Happy to have you, Jay.
Thank you very much.
All right. And my dear Jodie.
Hi.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to listeners.
All right. So Jodie won the competition, Green Innovation Summit competition, and then Jay came in first after Jodie, and then we have Nafkote.
You can say Kote for sure.
I want to say your name, Nafkote. All right. Yes, and then you came in afterwards. So, is there anybody you all want to say good evening to before we get to the talking?
Yeah, I can say good evening to my family and fans, you know. I got a lot of appreciation, texts and messages, you know, from a lot of people.
So don't worry, Jodie, you have your fans.
My t-shirt.
That is That's the thing I love about always having a group in the studio. It's always so much fun. Yes. What about you, Jay? Anybody you want to say hi to?
I just want to say hi to my family and friends in this I know they're all listening, so just happy that they're listening to me and just continue listening and hope they enjoy the show.
Jay, you have a little bit of a British accent. Can you tell us why? Can you tell us if you grew up in England? What is the story behind it?
I used to live in England for the past 9 years.
9 years you lived in England. Okay, and you returned to Dominica.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to know a little bit more about it in a while. Jodie, who you want to say hello to?
Family, friends, one of our colleagues that were part of the competition.
Yes.
So so we want to big them up too.
Jodie, do you have on makeup, if you don't mind me asking?
No, well, God didn't bless me with eyebrows, so these.
Just the brows?
Yeah, just brows.
Oh my God. I think the last time you were on the program, I might have said the same thing, but you have such beautiful skin.
I try.
Is it natural or your products help a bit? A combination?
Yes, I use my new turmeric lemongrass. It's supposed to be shampoo, but I use it all over for my face, my body, everything. So all in one.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
Ah.
I don't use creams. I use creams on my elbows and my tallow, but not.
But
I don't usually like
So Dominican with the
yes.
But it's what you eat to it, so it's not really what you put on your skin.
right.
Yes.
Lots of water, fruits, veggies.
Yes, you look
Natural.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So, Mr. Nafkote, I've got it. Yeah, Nafkote. Also, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Nafkote,
Yes,
not Nafkote. Nafkote, like a coat. Nafkote. Tell me more about you, my dear.
Well, I'm a young individual that's pursuing agriculture, and I love agriculture with a passion. It really took over me a couple of years back, and from there it just set my life on the right path, to do better, to be better, to think wise, to be myself, to be real. That's what it got for me, and I really enjoy doing it from the ground to the office. No matter what. Once it's agriculture, I'm there.
What elements of agriculture do you love?
I love planting, gardening, composting as well. Because with the composting, I tell you, the first day I saw compost and the way it turned from food peelings to actual soil, I was amazed. And I see that to do this in my country, I have vast amount of resources in my hands, and I just want to keep doing it, and I just want to have love for the earth. Because with love for the earth, life continues. And that's the most important thing, really. Life must continue. Life must go on.
I can't get away from the fact that your last name is a very well-known last name in Dominica, even in terms of producing. So tell me about your family last name and a little something about your family.
I don't really talk much on that, just because I really just keep the focus, just out of that region, because everyone wants to see it, this and that. Because my grandfather was, the past president of Dominica. Yes, and plus
but that's okay.
My father is just not, well, I love it, I love him, I love my family, but it's not a thing that will always get out. I wouldn't just put it out.
But in forums like that, then you have to share a little with us.
Yes.
Right.
And plus there's my dad, who's a known agro-processor.
Exactly.
Well known. He's probably going to listen right now. Good night, Daddy. Yeah. So there's my dad, known agro-processor, known Rastaman. So that's my family.
That's your family. All right. Thank you for sharing with us,
You're
although reluctantly. And I always come to Jodie last because she's the lady and she's in the middle, But Jay, tell me a bit about you and for those of us who just don't know you at all. I first saw you at the Green Innovation Summit. So share a bit about you with us.
So For me, similar to Nafkote, fell in love of agriculture myself, and I think for me, my love changed after marriage. I think I was always following the same traditional way that we found in Dominic for a number of years, and after marriage, I thought agriculture suffered a lot after marriage, getting ourselves back up, and I really wanted to find a way of how, after a disaster like that, that we can start to produce almost immediately, and started to do research and studied a lot, and I came up with aquaponics, which I've grown to love tremendously, and it's just something that's really close to my heart, and I'm really passionate and hope that not just for myself only, but that other Dominicans can follow that path and start this new trend and come up with new ways of farming and not just the traditional way that we've been doing for years now.
Jodie, as I said, you've been here before, but we always have to work as if or behave as if it's a whole new audience that's tuned into the program tonight, right? So we want to know some more about you as well, and we also know you're already a businesswoman, and we could probably say already being very successful with your business. So tell us more about you and your business.
Okay, so my name again is Jodie Dangleben. I'm a civil engineer by profession and a lover of all things creative, besides my 8 to 4. So when I started my business, I really wanted to incorporate natural ingredients, because my life from growing up, my dad has always instilled in us the use of natural herbs. I couldn't buy soft drinks. We never had bohai or adobo to use, so it was strictly herbs or garlic so I always had a love for that, and my entire family, like my aunts, all of them were also like grounded in terms of their lifestyles, and so I found it important to create a line that incorporated natural stuff, especially stuff that we found right here in our backyards, and to add value to them, because it's not only just about using the herbs in our food, we can use it for our skin, like I'm doing. So I tend to say that my business marries perfectly the indigenous herbal remedial culture that I think we should keep alive, because right now in the pandemic that we're going through, we have to go back to our local herbs. That's the only way we can boost our immunity, that we can ward ourselves and guard ourselves against this sort of pandemic. So I thought it very important to get back to the earth, use what we have, do research, because a big part of my business is researching on the benefits of these herbs and how I can use them in my products and incorporate them in my products.
But you were already a civil engineer, and one would think you're already in a job that's you know, not even traditionally a job that women do, and then to think that there it is, you start a business. So in terms of the business itself, what made you want to get into business?
It wasn't I want to do business right, so it was a personal experience at first, because I was out in the field, in the dirt, dumper trucks all over, dust raising up in my hair was relaxed at the time, and I had to be washing my hair all the time, and then it just started to break, and I said, you know what, I need to just cut it off and try to grow my hair naturally. But then with that, my pocket couldn't afford the natural products on the shelf. They were like $50, $60 for 1 little jar of product. I'm like, I cannot sustain that lifestyle. And so I said, well, I can make my own stuff. And so I started to research, and then the whip shaker butter came around. It was just for me personally, and then my friends saw that my hair started to look very nice, and then they were like, Julie, I need to get on that train. I used to give it to them, they would give to their friends, and then that's just how it started. So.
And here we are today.
Here we are.
And you're still being very innovative with what you do, hence what you presented at the Green Innovation Summit. And we're going to come to that. Are you into business already now, Kote?
Thank you.
Yes, I got it.
Into business, not really. I'm just kind of, but I'm nothing registered as it.
Okay.
Because me personally, I have 2 other stuff running,
Okay.
unregistered, just to make a little side change.
Mm-hmm.
And I work with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
As a child lifesaver, the person I ran the person will see all of the products in the package. Mostly part of the quota season blend. So I work with my dad, I do sales and marketing.
Okay.
So I used to do production, but moved up to sales and marketing.
Good.
That's where I am right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So I'm just looking to add a little more to what he has, plus build up on
your
my passion.
own. Yes, yes, yes.
My passion.
Do you see yourself at some point though branching out on your own and doing your own thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with what we're going to talk about tonight.
For sure.
For sure.
And others. And more.
And more.
There's
Yeah.
there's a lot up there.
There's a lot in the head.
There's
Right.
more.
There's more to
Trust
come.
me.
Good stuff. You're like Jodie. Just pop it up.
Remember, it's an innovation center. We're innovators. We're supposed to innovate.
Yeah.
So we're
Correct.
going to innovate. Right?
Correct.
It's not going to stop there.
All right, Mr. Shaw. What about you, Jay?
Currently no, but looking to get started as soon as I'm just starting to build up and hopefully promote and expand. But at the moment, no.
At the moment, no. But we should look forward to hearing from G. St. John in the future.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let us talk about the Green Innovation Summit. So when you heard, first of all, how did you all hear about it? How did you get to know about it?
I saw it on Facebook and I said, wow, I have to be a part of this. And I sure I could see how to be part of it because I came to a direct link. Directly.
You don't send a
I was
WhatsApp,
on
you
the
don't
job.
send an
I was on the job. I
email.
went straight to the office and I said, I want to be part of this. Yes, this and this, I write this down for me, and he's gonna do this and organize this, and it happened. And that's where I'm right now.
You meant business. You wasn't
From day
playing.
one, from day one.
Maybe Jodie sent an email.
Let me tell you, the way I saw Jodie sent up the video and so I say, wow.
Competition.
Time. Because let me tell you, the first day I saw Jodie, when the first day we went to Innovation Summit and I saw Jodie walk with this. I said, no, Jodie should go.
It's like, what is
I
she
know it was going to be
doing?
time. I know it was going to be time.
So can I give you a joke?
Yes.
So when I was given the judging sheet with the names of the participants, right? I think she was number 6 or number 7 thereabout. So I saw the name on the list. So I'm saying to Team Dura, because we were judging the same area, and I said, but why is Jodie's name on there? Jodie is not a participant, Jodie's a mentor. I said, they made a mistake, honestly. And then he said, no. Or somebody came and said to me, no, she is actually a participant. So she intimidated you a little?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, she did.
Even though she's a woman, I mean, she's a human being. So she should feel intimidated because she's already in business. She already has the experience much more than I did. So I felt a bit intimidated.
Okay, alright. And she
But
won.
still, it was a great ride. We
Yeah.
enjoyed ourselves, we had fun, we learned, we met new people. Because not the first time I and Jodie experienced something together.
Right.
We went 2019, we went China together
Oh.
on a training program for
Mhm.
processing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay,
it was
good
not
stuff.
meeting.
And I use this turmeric.
You use his
Yes.
turmeric.
Yeah, yeah.
Aww.
She used the turmeric and cream.
Yes.
Nice.
She uses our turmeric.
Good stuff.
So the collaboration is always there.
It's always been there.
Always been
Okay. Jodie, when and how did you hear about the summit?
Similarly on Facebook as well. I kind of dragged my foot a bit as I'm always busy, but I stayed one evening and just worked on that video. I wanted to impress. I always do want to do things like there is no box at all, that's my mantra. And
That's right.
so yeah, I went big on the video, the entry video.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yes, she
So
did.
that's my thing. I like to create. I like to do things differently. Yeah. So yeah, I really wanted to enter because I had this idea in mind.
Mm.
And I thought it was different and that the world should know about it and the public should be introduced to these things. Because I mean, we're talking about climate resilience and all these lovely things, but we have to start working towards it. And it's all these little things, products, eliminating the use of plastic bottles, that will help. So
and we will
that's my little contribution.
And we will hear about that project in just a while. Jay, wait. So Nafkote went to NDFD. What did you do? You emailed, you called, you WhatsApp. See, yes. Nafkote? I tell you, she would have sent a message. Jay, what about you?
I think I got a WhatsApp message that NDFD was doing it from a very good close friend of mine, and then I hesitated a little bit whether I was going to do it or not. And I think on the last day that I was supposed to, like the final day for it to be, and I was like, let me just sit down and just write up stuff, and then I just did it and I sent it in by email, and then I got the call.
So you were email. So email, WhatsApp,
and what
That's all I have to do. Because I don't really raise up on technology.
So you don't have a phone number?
Yes, I do. You have to be up to the time.
Okay, alright. I thought as much. You have to be up to the times, right? So you all heard about this and you submitted. What were you hoping to experience and to get out of this summit?
My experience, I was looking forward to actually learn a bit more of the business, more business marketing, more business strategies, to get the finance. Tell you about that. So I wanted to get more down into that, and trust me, it was there. We got a lot of information. We got all what we needed to pitch our business ideas to you, the judges, and it was great because with that, with that being, we will get to experience a lot. Like the networking we did, we got a networking, like me and Jay right now, we could partner up to do a lot of business together. So because that was open for to gain business experience and to put that whole business perspective, this business idea out there. About the composting and how much you can do with what we have right now. Like I always say, we need to use our gold. Because our gold, soil is our gold. We need to use that.
You were provided with a mentor, somebody to guide you, somebody to advise you. What did you think about your mentor and how the person contributed to your overall presentation of your ideas?
Well, not mentors.
Yeah, plural.
Because there are different aspects of the business that you could touch on, like the finance, you could touch on the sustainability, and all of them. But what they did, they gave us the right on picture of getting your business to be out there and make it big and get your business out there. Do something with it. Don't just keep it down on the ground. Send it up and make it look. That's what the mentors did for us.
Okay. Jodie, you're already in business. You want to say generally that you already know what you're about. So you could have just come there, I presume, and just present to us, the judges, on the final day of the summit. But to you, did you think that you were still appreciative of the mentors, and do you think it was still stuff that you needed?
Definitely, because the original idea I had and the facts to back up my project at first, it evolved, especially after the idea lab and then after when the mentors came, because they watch the project with a fresh set of eyes, and that's always important to always bounce off your ideas of others, because people are in different fields. People are in marketing, another person might be in the renewable energy sector, so they will have different perceptions of how the product will fit in those areas. So it was very important for me to get that feedback and to improve on the product that I had already, because that's my thing. I love feedback, because the product is not for me. It's for the public. It's for different sectors of the public, I pitch it so that it is usable by everybody, by children, by men, people in corporation, people who work in construction, and so I needed to get the feedback from everybody.
And that says a lot about you as a businesswoman, already in the business of business. And you know, somebody else might say, well, I already know what I'm about, you know, might think, well, I know it all, I know what I'm doing, I do not need anybody who is probably not even directly into business to come and guide me. And I think that says a lot about you and about what you think about business, and how whatever it is that they shared with you is going to help you in the long run. You embracing that, Jodie, says a lot about whether or not you're going to continue to succeed in business, and I think that's excellent. Yes. Jay.
For me, it was I had an idea and I believe in it, but it was to get other people in the business world already to see whether they could see what I was passionate about, and also find out and show different ways I could improve it. Because yes, you might have an idea, yes, it might be a great idea, but different people will show you different ways that you could improve it and how you could change that up. And I thought the summit really nailed my ideas and got me thinking differently than how I was originally. And I think I'm really thankful for the NDFD for it, and it was a great experience all around.
Do you intend, and we're going to talk about your individual ideas and innovations in just a while, but do you all think that what you presented is something that you can make a living out of, is something that you can see yourself developing more, with support from the NDFD and whoever else, you know, might want to come on board and invest in your idea and in your business?
Yeah, most definitely. I guess I can see my business doing that. You know, with the support, with building me up as a person and still employing others, because with my field I could generate a lot of other ideas with that one field. So it's not just doing that one thing and staying at one field. Agriculture is not just one thing. Agriculture handles a lot of stuff. Like you could be a quality control officer in agriculture, fresh officer. You could work in the office. You need to be on the field mostly. So there's a lot of what should I say? Should I say that there's ways to grow and ways to build on my idea to make it an outstanding business in Dominica. Yes, because I've read upon other businesses, I've seen other businesses, not just in Dominica, abroad. I've seen those businesses really make big out there, and I believe that we can do it here as well. Yes, we have the resources. On! Make us rich! Make us rich, I tell you.
Jodie, do you see yourself at some point in time probably hanging up the helmet and just focusing strictly? Do you think that you can get to that point?
I don't think I'll hang it up totally, because it's also a passion of mine. But I think I'll develop the business to a point where I would take a back seat. I would have put everything in place and put all my systems in place so that it runs itself, because I don't want to be tired when I'm 60 running all over the place. So I think that it's a viable business idea that could help, especially with the tourist industry. That hotels would no longer have to use plastic bottles for their little shampoos. They no longer have to use condition bottles or creams, because you know they always have those little things that their guests can't take away. And so that would sell our Nature Island brand even more, that here we have something unique that helps. It's not only just a shampoo, but the oils in there, we have local ingredients in there as well. So it will sell our Nature Island brand and help our environment, because we don't have a plastic, what do you call that, recovery unit. We don't have recycling of plastic bottles. And so, as you're all aware, the landfill is already past its time. So we really have to look at ways, innovative ways for us to reduce on our carbon footprint as a country and use Chili's naturals products.
All right. Jay, I'm going to come to you and we're going to start talking about the actual ideas that were presented at the Green Innovation Summit. Yours was hydroponics.
Aquaponics, sorry.
Okay, blame Anash. I'm not taking the responsibility for that one. Okay, aquaponics. Ponics. Aquaponics. Right. So, tell us first of all, what is aquaponics?
So aquaponics is very simple. It's a combination of aquaculture, which is raising fishes, and hydroponics, which is growing crops in water. So that is a simple process of just combining the two and doing them together.
Repeat.
So it's a combination of aquaculture, which is the raising of fish, and hydroponics, which is the raising of crops in water.
And you
Combine
put
them
that
together.
together and you get aquaponics.
Yes.
Did you create that?
No.
You did not. It already exists.
Already exists.
Already exists.
Long time ago.
Okay. So tell us more about the project that you presented to the summit.
So the project that I presented was basically, yes, we're combining the two together, but we're still having them as separate entities, and we're going to having them as separate entities allows for more control, making it more environmentally friendly, and just really my whole thing was trying to fit this not new, but trying to fit it in Dominica's frame and bringing our local crops and how we can make it no waste, bring down energy costs, and just really making it working on our carbon footprint. That's the most important thing and what I am really focused on.
Create the picture for us as to what this looks like.
It is everyone who's know the traditional farming. So basically all the crops will be into little they're called NFT rafts. So the NFT rafts you can be like PVC pipes and little gutterings. And you cut them holes and the water channel consistently runs through it. So this is all your nutrients is diluted in the water. But with aquaponics you don't have to buy your nutrients. The fish waste will then break down, mineralize, and all that mineralization will give you all your nutrients that your plants need. And that is in the water and that is constantly recycled. So there's no need for constant water. There's not that loss that you get with traditional agriculture because a lot of the water that all farmers use to wet their crops evaporates and hardly of it goes to the plants. So this is just everything is recycled. There's literally all the waste is almost minimal.
So does this happen on a farm?
Yes.
It happens on a farm. How much space would you need to do this on a farm?
My idea.
1 acre. I don't know. That's too much. That's too much. Exactly. So that's what I mean when I said, give us a picture, a sense of how.
So it will be roughly about 1,000 square feet.
1,000 square feet. Okay.
So it's not. You can have aquaponics farm that big.
Okay.
But at the moment to start off, we're not going to that big. We're just going on 1,000. It was roughly about just under 1,500 square feet.
So we come to your 1,500 square feet plot of farmland. And what do we see when we get there?
So you'll see fish holding, and in my idea, fish holding is in a shipping container. So recycling also, and then so you have the fish holding, and then you have the crops which will be exposed to sunlight on this normal platform. So there's no interaction with the soil whatsoever.
What kind of crops can you use this for?
Any. So we're going to grow lettuce, all our herbs. We're talking about rosemary, thyme, basil, Swiss chard. You can grow cabbage. So it's not limited in the crops that you can grow.
How feasible is that project?
Well, in feasible we have two incomes. compared to traditional farming where you have the fish that you can sell, and then you also have the crops. So it's not, both of them are financially stable on their own. So it's a very, very feasible project. And we have like the projects that are being done now with prawn farming. So it's something that we're getting into in Dominica, and I just want to show that yes, we do the prawn farm, but there's also, you can add another that can make more money into this project.
Okay, so this is interesting stuff. What I want to find out from you is, are you going to make this happen, and how do you intend on making it happen? You watch an Asha. He watches an Asha on the side.
So I'm currently getting all my stuff in place to be going to see Mr. Joseph very soon.
So you intend on bringing this idea to life?
It's underway.
It's underway. We're happy to hear that, because this is something new to Dominica, and hopefully something that once you get it going, that others, and it's okay to copy things like that. You do it on your farm, I do it on mine. We all do our thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that other people will be, because it's one thing to talk about the idea, to present it. With your beautiful PowerPoint and with your British accent. But it's another thing if you can actually make this happen. And I hope that you can.
And it will happen.
It will happen. What's your timeline? What are you
looking to get started next month?
Yes. You're looking to get started next month?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting and exciting at the same time. This is a new, as he said, it already exists, but it's just bringing it to Dominica, which is what you want to do. Good stuff. All right, Jodie, I'll come to you shortly. Mr. Nafkote. Yes, tell us what it is that, don't worry, the lady comes last, and she won. Nafkote, tell us about your idea that you brought.
Idea is a very simple idea, right? It's just taking food waste, food peel.
So you peel your fig.
Yes.
You
take it outside your. I wouldn't have a backyard. I would have an operation like peeling. And so you have the building of the yard. The building is mostly to store and have the office. The yard area is where you'll be turning and sifting the compost. So you're just taking the food peel and the dry grass, the twigs, the eggshells. Can even use eggshells, So you're just taking this natural waste and turn it into fertilized soil.
Fertilized
I can say because it's a natural fertilizer. I've been doing it for the past 4 years so far, and all my clients I've been distributing to, they really love the way it brings out it pushes their plants to make nice natural food, So that business there is just wow. I don't have the finances yet and all this stuff like that, but you can picture it, it's a building, or it's maybe one story, nice, that's always the office, or your storeroom and so on, and you have the outside lot where you does your mixing and your sifting and whatever you're storing on there. You wouldn't be able to store the food peel in the building, so you have it in the yard, a separate storeroom and so on. Because the scent, if it's not done properly, it's not used properly, the scent will get up there and cause real bad vibes to go here. That's the idea. Very simple.
Very simple. And your idea is composting.
Composting.
How did you get around to thinking of doing composting?
Because when I went to college and did agriculture, yes, we was doing composting for plants, for the farm, for the college farm. So with the compost on my bed, you could never see me putting all the fertilized thing. I don't do that. I do it in that.
Right. Right.
So I would always use the compost, go and get my compost and spray it on my bed and grow my plants at the college. So that's how the idea came about, and I went in my mother's backyard and I recycled a drum then huge pink drum. I got one from at the time. No, there's a friend who gave it to me. So I got one and I made a fast little compost tumbler from it. It's called a compost tumbler. So I made a fast little one, very fast, and it got ruined during Maria because water came in my yard and washed up everything. So I did that, and with that I did a lot of compost, a lot, and plus I was marketing, basically advertising myself on the social media, Facebook, and what happened is that I even got a job with natural agriculture to build like about 80 to 70 to 80 of them for the farmers group.
Nice.
So in the farmers group got one, I was the one who I was part of the crew to make it, you know.
Nice.
So I did that, and so that's how I got into composting. And
how did you know the process? Is it something you learned at school or?
I learned at school and I still researched.
You researched?
I did a lot of research on it and see the 3-to-1 ratio, and 3-to-1 and it belongs to greens, and it belongs to greens to do it. Because if you don't do it right, you have a rancid smell, you attract a lot of pests, and so on. So I always did it at the best of my ability. You know, I use whatever I had around me. I didn't go and with my own finding, getting funds really easy because it's natural. I use whatever I had.
What is the process, Nafkote?
The process is through the compost tumbler, just adding the food peel and the grass and the twigs and so on, and you keep mixing it every other day or every day if you find it's okay for you. You water it consistently, actually keep it moist because it needs the aeration and the moisture to break down at a certain speed, because if you don't really know at a certain speed, that's where you will have a longer time for it to be there. For a longer time. So most it should be there for is 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. And after that you can harvest it and sell it out or give it out. Me, I was just giving that up basically. I used to get some things for it, but just giving out.
So initially you were just giving it out?
Yeah, just giving it out. It was just for passion, you know. That's what they say. I reject it. I love the say, right? When you're doing something you love, you go book a day in your life. So it never seemed as good to me.
Right.
It was just something I love to do.
But still enough, you should have seen the opportunity to make a business out of it and make some money.
I did. That's why I came to NDFD. That's why I did, because although I gave it to someone, I could say I could charge you for that. I could even pay for that, but it wasn't me. It wasn't that at that time. It wasn't about that.
So at what stage are you now with that composting?
I'm at the stage of with the help from NDFD and my dad. I'm not sure I say that. I can say I'm at the stage to have it up and running in let's say 2 months time.
In 2 months time. So you're going to make an actual business out of composting.
Before NDFD, we were actually looking to make it happen.
Right.
So then NDFD came around actually make it solidified.
Yes.
So it happen. So I'm really looking with NDFD to see that actually be a way to get an income. And with this business, it doesn't only say you're going to do composting, because there's a lot of services you can offer. I don't think I should say all the services.
You don't have to sell out all your business.
But there's a lot of services you can offer within the composting, you know?
Okay.
Just for 1 tree cutting.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom.
And you get that for your compost and you charge them for cutting the tree.
That's it. Yes. You speak about your composting and your agriculture with so much passion. You know, it seems that's something that you're quite excited about. When we look across the table here, it's relatively young people who are in the studio. And even most of the people, there were quite a few other young people as well who participated in this summit. We hear often, Nafkote, that young people are not interested in agriculture, and it's just a few people who are involved in agriculture. But with you here, Jay is interested in agriculture. You are interested in agriculture, and even you to some extent. I'm Jodie, because you get the turmeric from him, so agriculture plays a role in your business as well. What I want to find out from you is, what do you think could get young people more interested in agriculture?
Just passing the education. Education, as you said, the feasible way of it. Because a lot of them, I think, would study the income. They will not be passion, I would say. Yes, there's some passion, but majority is not the passion. They're looking for money and so on. But we just need to spread the knowledge of it, what it can do. Because me going to college, that I see that I could become a number of stuff. I myself, I want to pursue more for myself, invest in myself, but I want to build myself in quality control. Because I can go far with this here in Dominica. Because a lot of businesses they don't have that experience to see in their business to do quality control. That's for agriculture, not for any other company, it's for agriculture. And a lot of them have a quality control part of their business. For like farms, no quality control. For most of agriculture, they don't have quality. So I could pursue my studies in that, and I could be a quality control officer privately, not anything that I know or anything. So you see me what you could do with agriculture, right?
Yes.
You could be a quality control officer. This one is one example. If anyone feels free, they can go and search what agriculture, what job opportunities you get from agriculture. There's many. So we just need to pass the education, the knowledge. Most of the ancestors need to come out from the Zion and come from the bush and spread that to the youths and them. The youths need that. You need the education. You cannot just perish it just like that.
Jay, I want your perspective on that as well, in terms of, more young people like yourselves having some level of interest in agriculture or lack thereof in some instances.
I think with currently how fellow young people see agriculture, they see it as a tired, laboring, little, not much success into it. It's just more hard work than actually success. But agriculture is, as Nafkote said, there's many different avenues out of it, and that's also one of the reasons I went into aquaponics. It's a different type of farming. It's not as labor intense, and it's a little bit clean. So I didn't want to bring this down just for me to do a business out of it, but also to show that there can be different type, a cleaner, a nice, fun. You can go, you can see fishes and just have a fun time and make agriculture fun. I think young people don't see agriculture as fun.
No, but you're saying that it can be fun.
It can be fun. It can be fun, and to me, it is fun. And we just need to really dial that in with our generation right now, and get them out of that thing that is tiring, it's labor intensive, and you just show them the fun side of it, and it's all about education. In the long run of it, it's just educating the young people of what can be done with agriculture.
What role do you think you can play in that effort?
I think for me, one of my dream is to get an aquaponic system operating in a school, and I think that would be my dream, and that is my dream, and hopefully I can put it into. Hopefully she's not listening. In my alma mater, the community high school. And get that going so that we can show that there's a different type of, because my love started there, but I think it has grown more and more after going to community high school.
Okay. Jodie, even if you're not directly involved in the agriculture, I would love to hear your views as well in terms of, how can we get young people like Nafkote and Jay here interested in agriculture and to make it fun, like Jay just mentioned?
I think the perception has to change. It has to start with education from primary school, because we're still stuck in the traditional thinking that agriculture is dirt and getting your hands dirty and harvesting, but it's so much wider than that. I mean, you have chemical parts to play in agriculture, the biological aspect in terms of pests and fertilizers. So all these things are different parts of agriculture where you don't even have to be on a field, you know. And right now, I mean, a lot of the young generation is into technology. There are different things where you can determine the water content of the soil, all these things. So there's a lot of different avenues that come into play when we talk about agriculture. It's not just about planting and getting your hands dirty. And even with agro-processing, so it doesn't just stop at planting or harvesting. The use of those products now after they have been harvesting is also part of agriculture. So what I do, I consider it agro-processing because I'm taking these raw materials and using them and adding value to them to make it something useful for the community. So I make my own extracts, I make my oil from turmeric, I do hibiscus extracts, zuti, look at zuti. I remember passing zuti on my brother's face.
And get others bombs.
Yes, and get bombs on his head. I remember that so vividly. But exactly, but we don't even know about the importance of those plants because we just think of zuti as just a weed. When we're cleaning our yard, we throw it away. So the number of people that have actually come to me, Jodie, I clean my yard, you want some zuti? I say, yes, dry it for me and bring it for you. You know, so we need to really start in the schools and get children interested and show them how our herbs, our agriculture is really linked to us. I think we look at it as something that's a part, but it's part of us. It's part of, for us to be a healthy, wealthy nation, we need to look at the health of our people, and agriculture is directly linked to that. So I think that's where the education needs to come in.
Nafkote, yes, go ahead.
Before you switch, I would say one thing.
Speak into the mic.
Sorry. I would say one thing that in the past time, right, we had farmers. The farmers, they did farming only. They didn't have the opportunities we have right now to put farming to agro-processing or put it to the office. You know, what they did is that they did their farming. They built houses on farming. They bought vehicles. They sent each and every one of their children to school, including university abroad. So why know that we can let that happen? We need that work.
Probably because
back in our culture.
It could be Nafkote because probably we've lost some of the markets. So for example, bananas, you know, I mean, bananas was what we call green gold, and bananas is you know, contributed to what you just spoke about. But where's the market for bananas right now? So those who need to create the opportunities and the markets also have a critical role to play as well in terms of, you know,
because we need to get back on that track. Farmers did all of this back, all of this without even taking loans. You know, they did all of this, so we need that back.
We need that back. Do you think we can get it back?
For sure.
For sure.
Yes, we sit down on board.
I also wanted your perspective, Nafkote, in terms of the young people and what role you think you can play, especially through the exposure provided by this Green Summit. What role you think you can play in assisting,
whenever I see I can put myself out there to help youths my age and even younger, I'll always put myself out there. Always put myself out there because I mean it's something I love, it's a passion of mine, and I will always want to share it. You know? Always want to share it. So whenever you feel free want to talk to me, come and talk to me.
Alright.
Yeah, we can make business. We can do things. You know,
things together.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Jodie, so you emerged the winner of the Green Summit, Green Innovation Summit. The competition was very tight. I mean, you had some amazing, brilliant ideas and contributions. And so, you know, in the end, it was you. And it was you. Tell us why it so happened that it was you. What was it that you presented to the summit?
So I presented a shampoo bar.
A shampoo bar.
So with every innovation, there's a problem that needs to be solved. And the problem was, the number of plastic bottles that were being produced to house shampoos, conditioners, lotions. So on average, about 120 billion bottles, plastic bottles are produced annually, just for that sector, cosmetic sector. And so that was a problem for me in my business.
Again.
Because when I looked at my numbers, I'm seeing that I'm producing like close to 2,000, maybe even more bottles annually. And the same situation for our landfill. So I'm thinking, I started ideating and looking at different ways where I can reduce. I said, but could I maybe ask them to bring back the bottles? But then with plastic bottles, it's going to be tedious to clean. I'd have to use a lot of energy, heat water to get all the grime out. So I discarded that idea. I also thought of glass bottles, but you cannot have glass bottles, shampoo, bathroom. No, that was a no-no. So I thought, well, why don't I just name the plastic altogether? And so I came up with this. So the advantage of the shampoo bar.
This is what?
It's a shampoo bar. So
Right.
all the good stuff of the shampoo without the water. So why add the water when the person in the bathroom can add the water themselves? So this is the massage one. It's done in a mold, so I have different molds, but this gives you a nice little, massage while you're washing your hair. And so I even thought like after Maria, when there was a lot of households didn't have water, if I had my shampoo bars, then I could still continue production because I wouldn't have to be adding water to it. So that was one idea for me. And then this shampoo bar is very compact. It's very concentrated as well. So this can give you like three shampoo bottles can give you. It's light. You can
What size
travel
shampoo
with it.
bottles?
The normal, like you're talking to a bottle, maybe a little bigger than that.
Really?
So, yes, it's just like a soap. So you don't wash your hair every day. Your soap lasts like at least 3 weeks. Thereabouts. So imagine this where you use once a week.
No,
And
so
last
much
once a week.
shorter than that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's the advantage of this. And you can use minimal packaging for it. It doesn't have to be plastic. You can use paper if you need. And so a lot of people are moving towards that trend of minimalist beauty and eco beauty. So this fits right in. I thought it was the perfect time to do so. And so you don't have to worry about TSA or customs taking your little shampoo bottle or your lotion. Once you have this, you're good to go. So as well, the ingredients that I put in there are all natural. So the surfactant is plant-based. It's not sulfate. So what causes the chim, the lather, in most of the commercial shampoos are sulfates, which are known carcinogenics. So carcinogens. So I wanted to stay away from that. So I've used plant-based surfactants in my shampoo bars. So that was my idea. And I even went a step further and said, but I can maybe merge a conditioner and a shampoo in one. So like one side would be the conditioner and then the other side could be the shampoo. So you have an all-in-one bar, you just take it with you, you have your shampoo and conditioner on the go.
So that other part is in the works. The shampoo and conditioner.
Yes.
What I was impressed with you for Jodie was that you actually brought samples, which means some way, somehow, this is already in the works.
Yes. So I've started to formulate and to test them out. Oh, we test them right there. So I brought samples for I didn't have a lot to give to the judges.
I have a sample.
Yes.
I have this exact sample.
Oh, nice.
So I need to try it out.
It's
And
good.
especially now that I'm trying the natural thing.
It smells good.
Yes. So I made that. This is and no preservative. So I made this over 2 years ago.
Oh, you did?
That was all.
So that idea has been there.
And still smells good, huh?
Yes.
So yes, that's all on my hand, that idea.
So what are we gonna do with this, Jodie?
I need some capital.
Okay.
Yes, so I really want to. I'm still putting all my ideas on paper and getting everything ready because that is my first step. Research, my ingredients down, and then start to test.
You mentioned earlier on that the hospitality sector was a key influencer, you can probably say, for you coming up with this. How far are you hoping to take this project in terms of the hospitality sector in Dominica and even beyond?
Well, I think Secret Bay and Jungle Bay should be calling me after the show.
That's it, my girl.
Yes, because I mean, they consider themselves eco, guest houses, Kempinski. So I think this is something, I mean, we need to really set ourselves apart from the other Caribbean countries, and this is a perfect way. That is a perfect way. I don't think, I'm not sure, but I don't think a lot of hotels are actually using these shampoo bars.
Well,
So
somebody is already asking how they can get it in Thailand, in the mainland
USA.
I mean, people, you are already, generating interest in the project, and in the product, and I think that is what the objective is. So we have composting, we have aquaponics, and we have this, what you call it?
Shampoo bar. So it's not only for shampoo. It can be used as so you can have conditioning bars, you can have massage bars, where it's like a solid oil. So, nice massage on your partner.
Okay, alright.
And as well lotions. So you can have solid forms of lotions.
Okay. And Jodie, I'm going to give you the opportunity here. So this was presented at the Innovation Summit, but you currently have a full line of several products. Share with us those products and where persons can get them. I hear people complaining on Facebook all the time that you need to restock here, and you need to restock here, and this and that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the demand is growing, it's overwhelming. However, I'm in the process of getting my manufacturing space together. I'm still working out of my mother's kitchen, God bless her soul, mommy. So as soon as that's done, I think my capacity to produce in greater quantities will increase. And so I have the whipped shea butter. That was my first baby. It was codenamed the hair crack. So the whipped shea butter, then the black soap shampoo, the leave-in conditioner, then we had the Zuti oil, we have the turmeric face and clay mask, we have, we have the scrubs. Yeah, so we have a turmeric scrub. So our scrubs are different in that when water is added, it creates a lotion-like effect on your skin. So it's not a normal scrub. Then we have a new product, which is a turmeric lemongrass clarifying shampoo, and it's a very mild surfactant, again a plant-based surfactant that kids can use as well. So that is it. I also have a sorrel and hibiscus conditioner, and then I just launched the baby line, but we're still a little testing some products. So we have like a butt paste, like a diaper rash cream, and we have body lotion, and we want to do like shampoos and conditioners for the babies. We have a turmeric butter. So a lot of people like the turmeric butter. I think some pregnant women like when their belly starts to stretch. It said it helps with the itching a lot. It's good for the baby's skin. It's good for eczema. Yes, and I love turmeric. Most of the latest products have turmeric in them. Yes. So it's very powerful.
But just make sure that Jodie has all the turmeric she needs, right? You just have to make sure she has all the turmeric that she needs.
She will.
So, guys, it's already 9:56. Wow. Before we get to our final wrap-up comments, we did our fun poll, and the question was, Anasha, which one of the participants
presented on organic composting?
Organic composting. And interestingly, Jason John got the majority of the votes, with the actual correct answer being Nafkote. Only got 7 votes. So we have the 7 in in the back being shaken, and then we have a package. No, I think I need to be making some demands that whatever package is given to me for the winner, one has to be bought for me. How about that?
That's a lovely natural package.
Thank you.
And I'm
Wow.
yes, it's quite a few.
You gotta see it.
Yes. And that was presented by the NDFD, so thank you so much for sponsoring the package for tonight's winner. Jodie, start putting something together. I don't want my pause. I'm just saying. Right, so Jodie is going to pull out one for Nafkote to see who won. You can open it up, Jodie, and tell me who the winner is.
Hey, Mush Christopher, you're the winner. Mush
Christopher.
SH Christopher.
So Mush, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to NDFD and ask for a Nasha Larond. Nasha will ensure that you get your gift package, and she will also ensure that I have a picture to post on the page.
Most definitely.
Right? So congratulations. I just recently introduced this this little gift that goes with the fun poll. So thank you to those who sponsor. I mean, I have one sponsor who says you can give something from my company every week if you want. So I'm like, okay, at least I have that, you know, and of course others to support as well. So thank you for that, and the winner, of course, Mush Christopher, will collect her prize from the NDFD. I would like if you can do that tomorrow. It would be awesome.
Yes, as long as they come.
Good stuff. So guys, we are to the end of the program. First of all, overall, what did you think about NDFD coming up with this this summit idea? And just share your final comments with us at the same time. You want to go first, Nafkote? Nafkote Shaw. What was it again? Waiting to see? Longing to meet.
Longing to meet us.
See. Longing to meet us.
How
long did it take before?
My second name is a part with that sentence there. It continues, but the second one, my second name, I don't seem to have it up.
That's alright. But what is the second name? Well, you brought it up, not me. But you know
in the spotlight.
So now, you really didn't expect me to follow up on that? So you think you were just going to throw that out there? What is it?
The second name is Sitota.
Is it too late? Sitota?
I don't say it
in Creole, that sounds like is it too late or something?
You have to ask the big man.
Alright. The big man will answer after tonight. But yes, Nafkote, as we wrap up, you know, your final comments on all of this. And what do you think about, you know, what the NDFD did? Do you think it's something that they should do again?
Yes, it's a brilliant idea to have this going around, because, you know, a lot of young people will be there and they will not have the support to push that idea they have. And they might see that India is doing that, and they might feel the encouragement, you know, from their peers. Their peers might push them because it's seen as a gateway to make yourself a business person, you know, have your business deal. You could make it work. So what they did, that's a really brilliant idea. I really think they should go on. They advised me that of course it might not continue to the next year, it might be every 2 years. So young people,
get ready.
2023, get ready to go to NDFD and get your capital to start your business.
What did it do for you, Nafkote, this experience?
This experience, it's opened my mind, it gave me a lot of more ideas, more innovative ideas, because from the ideology and innovation segment from Mr. Locasio, that he really pitched to us that you have to be innovative. You not just innovative about ideas. You can't just make this happen and stop right there. There's always more to what you do. So always go there and do more.
Same along the same lines. And very importantly, what did it do for you?
I think for me personally, it just really made me even more confident in my idea. I think it gave me more belief in it that I already had, but it just showed that others also believed and saw the value of it. And for the NDFD, it's just from the day from when I stepped in, everyone was really happy and helping. So I just wanted to say that other innovators like myself and everyone here, that NDFD is a place that they should try their best to get down there and talk to them because they're willing to help you.
Jodie, yeah, I'll give you the final words. And I want to also ask you to speak to, similar to Nafkote and to Jay, the young persons who may be out there with this idea in their mind, in their head, but don't know what to do with it, or probably just sitting on it and not doing anything about it. What do you say to them?
Talk to somebody, importantly, because feedback is always important and can maybe give you that extra push to contact the NDFD or somebody similar, but also to get knowledge first, because you might have an idea, but you might not know the best way to go about bringing it out. And so I think that getting the proper guidance is very important when it comes to, if it's a business idea you have, that is very important to get the proper guidance. And so this summit really helped in that way for me personally, when the lawyer came to talk about business and how to safeguard our business. I've been in business for a good while, and there were certain things that I learned for the first time. So it's important to seek out those mentors especially, and it would be very important to seek them out before you start, so you know what to do, how to improve upon your idea, because there's always room for improvement, even though it's something that you think of right now, but there's always room for improvement before you actually launch it. So I'm very thankful to the NDFD. Suffice to say, I have never really received formal training in business. It was always read, research, look at what others have been doing.
You're doing your own
lot
thing.
of reading, yes, and just being innovative and not being afraid to try new things. So I think that's important. Don't be afraid. Even though it's not welcomed, but at least you tried. Always try, and don't be fearful in business. I don't think those two can go together. So you have to learn to just accept everything with an open mind. There may be criticism, but accept everything, because you will learn from the criticism. And so I think that is important whenever you have an idea or any business idea that you want to launch.
So is it the formal elements of business, is that what you think you take away from what it did for you?
Yes, because up to now, I haven't, like I said, I haven't received any formal training. So, my eyes were wide open, and I really wanted to take in everything that was said. So all the mentors, I was really appreciative for the information, very solid information that was given. And it is important, like I said, because I think when I started, I did not really know exactly what services NDFD offered. I knew they were around, but I think that this summit maybe even expose them more to people, so that people know, well, this is what NDFD offers. I can approach them even if I just have something floating around in my mind. So it's very important to do this sort of outreach, little competitions, so that the island can know, and that we can get, viable projects that will benefit our communities and our country as a whole.
All right, so good stuff. Anything else from you all? You forgot that you probably just like to mention before we wrap up, because we're wrapping up now.
I have one thing to say to one of our NDFD, to all of our NDFD participants or colleagues that did the summit with us, that don't give up there. You know, remember, we're all winners.
Yes.
Keep it up.
I like that. Nafkote.
Mr. Kester Smith, I see you.
All right. All right. Nafkote, Jay, Jodie, thank you so much for being here and coming on the program
You're welcome.
and sharing. I really hope that your decisions to participate in this summit can encourage others and can inspire others, motivate others, you know, to get up from their butt. And well, Jodie started the butt using word and you know, if they have the ideas, you know, go to NDFD. It doesn't have to take the next Green Summit. Share your ideas with them and let them see how they can help. Mr. Joseph, you stuck around. Thank you. That's awesome. It's really nice to give that moral support to the team here. So he didn't just speak. I thought that by the time he was done speaking, he was going to leave, but he did not. He stuck around, and that says a lot about the leader that you are. So, yes, and Asha is still here with us as well. And Asha, thank you for assisting with the camera as well, you know, and providing the moral support to the team. And Donald, who also had to leave, but he was also here on the program. It was my pleasure having each and every one of you, and I wish you well. You say in about the next month you're going to get that off the ground, God willing. You said Mr. Joseph, look out for you, you're coming. Jay, Nafkote, you said give you about 2 months and things are going to get off the ground. Jody's still doing some more research and getting things together. So I suspect...
Maybe just got past the time that Mr. Because you passed, we saw that you could see that I had it running already.
You had it running already.
I don't got my other bean, I got my stuff.
Okay.
My contacts, I got my food pin, I got my stuff.
I like your vibe.
Yes.
You're ready to roll. Yes.
It's rolling already.
So Jodie, what about a year's time? We might
at the end of the year.
At the end of the year. So you're giving yourself 6 months.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, guys. We're gonna have to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us on the In the Spotlight radio show tonight. We will be back next week, Monday, God willing, for another In the Spotlight radio show. Yes, a little craziness happens there sometimes. Good night, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this show and that you learned at least something from tonight's show, and that you will tune in again next week, Monday, for our next guest. I want to wish the NDFD, yes, definitely, support the NDFD, go to them and see how they can help you with your own ideas. Good night, until next time. Bye. Don't move. Wow.